You know that person who apologizes when someone bumps into them, not the other way around, them. Someone walks straight into them, and they're the one who says sorry. Or they send a message and open with "sorry to bother you." Or they share an opinion in a group, and before the room even reacts, they've already added, "I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, it's just a thought." If that's you, or if you know exactly who just came to mind, here's what I want you to know. This isn't a politeness habit, it's not low self-esteem, it's a protection system. And once you understand what it's actually protecting, the whole thing makes complete sense. Let's be honest about something first. Nobody who apologizes for everything is doing it on purpose. They're not performing humility. Most of them don't even realize how often they do it until someone points it out one day. And they think, wait, do I really do that much? The answer is yes. And there's a reason it runs that deep. But where this actually comes from, it's not where most people think. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Psychologists have a name for what's actually happening here. It's called the fawn response. Most people know the 3 classic stress responses: fight, flight, freeze. But there's a 4th one that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. Fawn. And fawning means appeasing. Making yourself smaller, softer, less threatening, before anyone even asks you to. The apology before anyone's upset. The agreement before anyone disagrees. The sorry before anyone's been hurt. Here's where it comes from. At some point, usually early, this person learned that conflict was dangerous. Not dangerous like a physical threat. Dangerous like, when someone around me is upset, something unpredictable happens. A parent who went cold, a house where anger meant walking on eggshells, a social environment where one wrong move meant being left out. The brain is incredibly good at learning from those moments. And what it learned was, if I apologize first, I take control of the conflict before it starts. The sorry isn't weakness, it's a preemptive move. It always was. But here's the part that makes this more complicated than just a childhood habit. Because most people who do this have left that environment completely. And yet the apologies kept coming. Why? Because somewhere along the way, it stopped being a response and became an identity. These people built a belief, quietly without realizing it, that taking up space requires justification. That their presence, their opinion, their needs, all come with a small debt that needs to be paid in advance. And the currency is sorry. Watch what happens when someone who over-apologizes asks for something simple, a favor, a question. They don't just ask, they apologize for asking, explain why they're asking, then soften the end in case it was too much. By the time the ask arrives, it's wrapped in so many layers it barely exists. That's not politeness. That's someone who learned that the safest version of themselves is the smallest one. Quick check. When's the last time you apologized for something that wasn't your fault? Not a big thing, something small. Drop it in the comments. I already know mine is embarrassing. But more importantly, stay with me. Because what comes next is the part that reframes all of it. Picture this. Someone shares a real opinion in a group, something they actually believe. And before the room even responds, they've already said, "I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, it's just a thought." They weren't unsure, they said it, but they watched the room while they said it. And the moment they felt the slightest shift in energy, the backpedal came automatically. That's not low self-esteem, that's a nervous system that learned disagreement is a threat. And it's been running that program so long, it fires before the brain even catches up. But here's what nobody tells you about people who do this. The thing hiding underneath all the apologies that most people completely miss. People who apologize for everything aren't weak. They are some of the most emotionally attuned people in any room. They read energy fast. They notice shifts before anyone else does. They have a near-perfect radar for how the people around them are feeling. They just learn to use that radar to protect others from themselves, instead of using it to protect themselves. And that's what changes when you finally understand this. The skill doesn't go away, the sensitivity doesn't go away, you just stop pointing it inward. You stop treating your own presence as the thing that needs to be managed. You were never too much. You were just taught that you might be. And there's a significant difference between those two things. If this landed somewhere real, subscribe to Minds Simplified. This is exactly what we dig into here. The psychology behind the things you do, but never had the words for. Stay tuned, and maybe the next episode tells something about you.